Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you a funny internet argument I got into with Underthemayo over his Ultra Kill review, which was 2 years ago. One of his Ultra Kill reviews. I mean, he has like several, but it was 2 years ago. And he responded. I did not expect that to happen. I just wanted to troll him a bit and see what happened. I mean, I wasn't really trolling him. It was more like I just went and posted my opinion. Honestly, he is kind of an asshole. Like, I mean, I made a joke about me trolling, but he literally just comes in here, the first thing out of his mouth is an insult. But anyway, let's get into it. So I come in here and I say, maybe instead of trying to change a game because you don't like it, you should leave it be and let other people like it the way it is. He says, maybe instead of interpreting criticism as he doesn't like the game, you should actually try listening with your ears and brain. And yeah, that's what he said. Freaking, like, right off the bat just comes in and calls me unintelligent, like, right off the bat. This is how you know you're dealing with an intelligent person, is as soon as you challenge their opinion, their, little balls shrivel up and they come over and they insult you like an absolute, moron. And it's even funnier because he didn't do this right. He said you should try listening with your ears and brain after putting a period marking the end of the sentence and then continuing the same sentence twice with two. Well, not twice. This last period was fine, but the second one with your ears and then period, I mean, come on. He says with and, which would both be continuing a sentence rather than being their own sentence after the first one, but whatever. I come in and I say, getting personal because you have no valid criticism. He comes in and says, I just know the fan base pretty well at this point. You said I don't like it when my videos have said I do, so you're dumb, I guess. So he comes in with another personal insult. Just another insult. I can't believe him right now. Literally just right after, instead of disproving my point or anything, this guy who claims to be, professional and intelligent and, claims to be a legit reviewer comes in and just flat out calls me dumb twice without explaining why. So I say, you like the game, but you say it's too easy, and when it gets hard, instead of learning the game mechanics, you complain when it happens and then constantly call the fan base toxic when they call you out on it. You were so spiteful towards this game that you actually said you're welcome Ultra Kill fans for fixing your game. Also, keep it up with the personal insults. You're really proving a point. Now, if you want to know, why he's calling, why he said you're welcome Ultra Kill fans for fixing your game, that is because Ultra Kill has this thing called a style meter, which is basically, so other games such as Devil May Cry and Diablo have similar things. Diablo 3 specifically. It's less of a style meter and more of a kill meter. The more it goes up, you get a buff. But basically, the way that the style meter works is you play the game better, do different things, you get more points, you get a higher rank, and he wanted that to be more integral to the gameplay, for it to give you things. Kind of like the Diablo 3 kill meter. Except that's not really the point. He didn't use Diablo 3 as a point. That's just me. But yeah, that's kind of what he wanted, and to be honest, I agree with him there. But his main complaint was the difficulty. When, as you can see, you like the game, but you say it's too easy, and when it gets hard, instead of learning the game mechanics, you complain when it happens. Basically, he decided in his infinite wisdom to go and beat a lot of the earlier levels with the pistol only, which, I mean, hey, if you can do it. I say, why not? But then he complains when he gets to V2, the boss, fairly early boss, about it being hard. His complaint was that the game was easy and didn't make him learn the mechanics. It wasn't forceful enough. It's a sentence I'm never speaking again. But, yeah, he says that. So the game gets hard and forces him to learn the mechanics, and he complains there wasn't enough build-up, as you'll see later in this video. Or at least as I intend to show. But, I don't know, it's just funny because he complains about it being too hard, complains, after he was complaining about it being too easy, because there, quote-unquote, wasn't enough build-up. Not every game needs to have perfect build-up. You should learn the game mechanics because you enjoy the game and want to, not because the game has to force you to do it. If the game has to force you to learn the mechanics and you're not going to learn them otherwise, you don't like the game. Done. So he comes in with this one. This guy comes in and makes a joke. He says, Ultra Kill is too easy with even a pistol. Also the mayonnaise. I can't beat V2 with only a pistol. And then he says, sure, very simplistic way to break it down. To break down a complex issue. It's not that Ultra Kill is too easy. It's that Act 1 is so easy that it poorly prepares you for V2. But this was 3 years ago before the balance updates and new difficulties, so I don't know anymore. I'm not sure what he says 3 years ago. It literally says 2 years ago, but what do I know? This guy comes in and says, probably because it's the beginning of the game. So I come in and I say, bro, you were in the very beginning of the game. It's going to be easy. It's even funnier when you consider the fact that you complained when it got hard. You could say there wasn't enough build up, but you're supposed to learn the game mechanics while the game is easy for when it gets hard. Which is what she said. But the beginning of the game is supposed to be super easy. First act has a skill check boss that murders you if you're playing bad. And here's this, Underthemayo, if you watch this video, here's this funny thing. You're supposed to learn the game mechanics, get this, when it's easy. You understand, before it gets hard, you have to learn how to play the game. And then I say, yes, the beginning is supposed to be super easy so you can learn the mechanics before it gets hard. Basically just repeating what I said. Basically, yeah. And then this guy comes in and says V2 is extremely easy. The first few levels are enough preparation for him, as you already get enough weapons and knowledge of how the game works. Sure, I'll admit V2 is not completely the best boss at his speed, and, is extremely fast and a bit weird, but OFC, it's going to punish you for doing a mistake. Oh, OFC, oi. I just thought about that. It's a boss. He didn't put a period, but that's fine. Then this guy says, then it should make me learn the mechanics for Iriki 720. He goes back to Knob and says, is there a way to type a command that turns my reply into a big animated eye roll? Because bro's too lazy to just use emojis. Like, he has to be all flashy and everything and use commands. I came in and I say, V2 is there to force you to learn the mechanics. That's where it ended. He hasn't come back for who knows how long. I'm awaiting for when he does. I'll make a part 2 when that happens. Yeah, I really don't know how to end this video. If you enjoyed it or any part of it maybe, or, consider giving me a like, a sub. Of course, it's completely optional, no pressure.